Welcome guys to another live. I'm gonna go over some tools that I regret buying going into leathercraft. And I know no matter what you're into, what craft, whether it's woodworking, metalwork, leathercraft, you're gonna have some type of tool that you probably at one time regret buying. And right off the bat, is the bell skiver for leathercraft, especially going into it as a beginner. I just feel that this was probably the number one tool that I didn't need. And it wasn't, that it was the most expensive tool. I think it ran about 50 bucks. But it just lets me know that there's so many tools out there that we purchase thinking that we're going to go into a craft and use them, and we always need it, that we're going to make money off of it. We're going to use it all the time. And to be honest with you, the majority of the time, it's going to sit in a drawer. It's going to sit in on the top of a shelf, and it's not going to get used. And some of these tools aren't cheap. When I was doing woodworking, I bought a jig that I thought I was going to use for my woodworking. And I used it once because I knew I was going to sell or make this project, and I needed it, but it only worked for that one project. I didn't make any more, and so it wasn't worth buying at the very beginning. Now, if I had to push that product and tried selling more of it, then of course, yeah, I probably would have. But in the end, it just wasn't worth it. Again, like this bell skiver, it's not that I won't use it in the future, but if you're getting into leathercraft, I don't think that's really a necessary item, especially for smaller leather goods, like say wallets and stuff. It's just not necessary. I think you can get away without it. Now, if you're getting into some other things like handbags, that might be a different option. You might need that to thin out the leather when folding. But for smaller leather goods, I just don't think you're going to be happy with using a skiver in the beginning. I would rather you go ahead and go into the craft with, say, like a kit, that runs about 30 bucks. And that's something I've been talking to a lot of my followers is, instead of investing in expensive tools right off the bat that you think you might need that you probably won't at the very beginning, invest that money into something like a kit off of Amazon that probably run you about 30 bucks. And then my budget, for starting out, I'm looking at like say 100 bucks, if it's a side hobby, a side hustle that you're just getting into, but you don't know if you're going to actually like it. Set aside about 100 bucks, 25 bucks for the Amazon kit, and then say about $70 for good quality full grain leather. Don't get the bonded, don't get the genuine leather. Look at like a good veg tan or a good chrome tan leather. I would rather you practice with good quality leather and inexpensive tools, and then reinvest, if you're selling those, into the tools and get tools that you're actually going to use. Coming from experience, I bought all these tools right out of the gate thinking I was going to need them, and come to find out I really didn't. And so assess what you're making, assess whether or not you're going to use that tool once. If it's something that you're going to learn how to use that tool and you think that it's going to bring a return, then you can justify it. But I thought, based off of other videos that I've seen where these leather crafters that had been doing stuff for years, they were using them, and I thought, I need that. They're using it, I need it. And come to find out, it's not the case. And again, that goes for woodworking, leathercraft, you name it. You see people with these fancy tools, and you think, I need that to be successful like them, and you don't. So again, look at what you need for the projects that you have at hand, If it's a hobby, that's a little bit different because you're doing it for something for yourself, maybe some friends and family, just for fun. But for a side hustle, for a business, you really got to look at, is that tool going to either increase productivity or make it easier? And honestly, if it doesn't do either one of those, I would wait. I would wait until you're bringing in a good income. That way you can reinvest that money into the tools that you want. Because it's always different if you're looking at tools that you want versus what you need. Because believe you me, if you're anything like I am, there's a ton of tools that I want, but when I really look at it, there's only a few tools that I need, especially getting started. So guys, if you're getting value out of this, hit that subscribe button. I'm always going to be on here either encouraging you, helping you out in leathercraft, in a side hustle that hopefully will bring you money. Especially if you're working a full-time job. Like right now, I'm still working my my regular full-time job. So this is a side hustle, and I'm working through that to, just some extra income. And, I don't think anybody's against a little bit extra income for a side hustle, especially if you can grow it into a business. So guys, I hope I see you guys on the next one, and y'all have a great day. See ya.